It's something that I actually covered whenever I spoke at Chiefs Council. I told them the only people that are discussing whether the police is institutionally racist or not is the police themselves. The communities we come from, the communities we speak to, all they would have said is, yeah, we know. So now you've admitted it, maybe we can move on together. So it wouldn't have been a stick to beat them with. It would have been more a recognition of what the community actually felt. And I think, having worked in Northern Ireland, having lived there, words and gestures in this area mean a lot. It means that we might actually be genuine about getting this done rather than just doing something that we feel we have to because of the external pressure.
Finally, we have lost a wonderful opportunity to put Neil Basu as the Metropolitan Commissioner, as the person who could run the National Crime Agency. How much of a loss is somebody like Neil Basu?
Basu was, for us, a shining light. You know what I mean? He was an outstanding officer. He spoke well. Towards the end of his career, he definitely spoke up more about race issues. And he knew what the consequence of that was, which is why I would have respect for him. Some of our members would say that, he should have spoke up sooner. But for me, he knew the consequences and he would probably not have got to where he was if he had spoke up sooner. So he did have that voice. The reason we're chatting about him is because he got to that level in the Met. But whenever he actually spoke up, he knew that it was going to cost him potentially the Met job. He knew it would cost him any other job because of the way things sat. So whenever he called for positive discrimination to be utilised to increase the representation of policing, he knew that that was going to cost him his role. So for me, it's been a really big loss because the fact that we would have a person of colour as the most senior police officer in the UK would have been a real sign that things had moved forward.
It's not symbolic, is it?
No, it's not just symbolic either because Neil comes with a career and a pedigree. Everybody respects him, and I think that's the biggest thing. His operational credibility is outstanding as well. So it wouldn't have just been tokenistic. It wouldn't have just been symbolic. But for me, it would have allowed us to see that change, and it would have hopefully allowed somebody at the very top to speak up to some of the issues which we're seeing reoccurring again and again and again.